Are we back? Yes? Maybe? Yeah, for some reason and I don't know if it's the computer or if it's the actual internet connection, but the internet is hiccuping. So that's unfortunate. But hey, I'm back! Yay! Sorry about that, y'all. Hey, look! I'm live again. That's super exciting. So, anyway, alright, so back to what I was saying when my internet cut out. So, the way this is going to work is we're going to make our loop, and then one of the sides of our wire is going to go up, make the hang loop at the top, go down, make the little coil here, and then go back up and just kind of get tucked inside. The other wire is going to do all this wrapping, so we actually need a little bit more wire to do the wrapping. So I'm going to set this with a short side and a... Yes, I know I'm live, phone. Like, go, shush. Be quiet. Okay, so I'm going to set this up with a short side and a long side. So I'm just going to make one side slightly longer than the other side. So this is the side I'm going to do for the wrapping, and this is the side I'm going to use for all that kind of down and up stuff. So I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to take it around my mandrel like so to make a circle. This is a much nicer and less wonky circle than on my sample. I'm going to grab a chain nose pliers, which I never did say actually as far as tools go. In addition to your mandrel, you're just going to need your three basic wire working hand tools. That's going to be a wire cutter, a chain nose pliers, and a round nose pliers. So you're going to take those chain nose pliers. Those are the flat ones that we use for grabbing, holding, and squashing things. And we're going to take both of these pieces of wire and we're going to bend them so that they go straight up in alignment with the central axis of the bead, or of the circle. So I'm just going to bend that up, and I'm going to bend this one up so that we have something now that looks like this. Okay, this longer one is going to be our wrapping wire. This other one is going to be our coiling wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by taking this and making it into a loop. So I want to go about 1/4 of an inch up so that we have enough, you know, to kind of create that wrap that makes the, you know, kind of the screw socket part of the light bulb. So I'm going to go up a little bit, and then I'm going to make a loop in this wire. So I'm going to take this wire and I'm just going to bend it around my round nose so that I make a nice round loop, and then I'm going to grab that and break it back. So what I've done now is I've centered my loop over my wire, and now I'm going to take my chain nose and I'm going to hold this loop here, and I'm going to take this wire that's going across and I'm going to bend it so that it comes down and goes parallel to that wire there. Okay, so this is now what I have. I have a complete loop. My wire is going down parallel to the wire that's already there. Now I'm going to go ahead and make my 3 little coils that are the filament of our imaginary light bulb here. So that means, once again, I need my round nose, and I'm going to try going down about 1 inch or so. I think that's going to be enough. And I'm going to coil up this wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap it around the end of my round nose, like so. And that wasn't quite long enough because I want 3 coils and I've only got 2. So that's no problem. I'm just going to take this final end of wire and just sort of manipulate it round the end of my round nose to make that 3rd coil. And I want to position that little coil piece right kind of in the center of my imaginary light bulb. And if you want, what you can do is kind of squish this together so that you've got that. And I've kind of messed with my little round piece here. It's gotten a little wonky, so I'll fix that in a minute. And then I can just take this piece that's coming up here and snip it off. So ideally what you want is you just want it to tuck in right underneath that loop. Now we're going to do our wrapping, which means that we kind of need to hold all of this together up here, and then this piece of wire is going to wrap around all of this, hide all of this kind of, you know, messy wires. They're just sort of hanging out, and wrap all the way down to this point where our circle starts. So best way to do that is with a chain nose pliers, just hold across everything and start wrapping. And at some point you're going to have to switch it around and hold here because your pliers are going to get in the way of your wrapping, and you're just going to and sometimes it's helpful because you saw what happened is everything just kind of tried to twist, so you can also hold your bulb with your left hand and wrap with your right hand. So this is sort of a by hook or by crook, like just however you can get this done is good. Alright, and that's your little cute little wrapped light bulb pendant. And I'm going to go ahead and trim off my end. So notice I started with a foot of wire. I'm not actually trimming off that much. This is maybe 2 inches of wire tops. So when you're doing something sculptural like this, it does take a little bit more than you might think, especially with all of the wrapping, because the wrapping goes around and around and around. So I'm just going to adjust and make sure that my little filament and everything are where I want them to be. And so that's the basic, you know, concept of your little light bulb. So these would be super cute on earrings. You could literally just throw an ear wire on this and be done, have cute little light bulb earrings. You could change the shape of your light bulb if you know, elongated it a bit. You could actually have like more of like an Edison style light bulb pendant, which would be really fun. But I'm just going to take my basic light bulb, and now we're going to use a basic wire wrap loop to make it into a pendant that I'm then going to put onto my chain. So I take my 22 gauge gold filled wire, and I'm just going to cut myself a small piece of it. I don't need very much, so I'm just going to cut myself about 4 inches of that. And I'm going to find a bead. Luckily for me, I have a bag of beads right here. I'm going to find a bead that looks good with this cool chain. And I think I like this kind of chartreusey one with the chain. So we're going to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to make a basic wire wrapped link to attach my little light bulb that I just made onto my bead, and then make a loop where I can attach that onto my chain. Now the bead is optional, it's just there for a little bit of decoration, so you know, whatever works for you. If you're not feeling the bead in this project, then you don't have to use it. As everyone knows, basic wire wrap loop is one of my favorite techniques, so that technique is going to start with your round nose pliers, and you're going to start by grabbing right at the end of your wire. You're going to push your wire away from you over your pliers to make a 90-degree angle. You're going to loosen your pliers, rotate them a quarter of a turn, and grab right, actually that's like an eighth of a turn, and grab right on that corner that you just made. Now I'm going to pull my wire back up over the top of my pliers towards me and down until it meets the other wire. Then I'm going to loosen my wire, loosen my pliers, rotate them out of the way, and then finish my loop like so. So what I want here, that's somewhat wonky. I need to raise my camera up. There's like, I think it's just been getting progressively lower and lower and lower, and there's like not enough space for me to put my hands under it anymore. Okay, so this is what you want. This is our lady with a scarf. So what we have here is we've got a completed loop that's centered over the central axis of our wire with a wrapping wire that is crossing like so. So now I'm going to take my lady with the scarf and I'm going to link her onto my little light bulb. So I'm just going to thread the light bulb up the wire and pop into the loop like so. And then I'm going to hold across my loop with that's not good.
No. Well, the computer's still on.
Yeah, but nothing else is. Like, it's the tower still has power, but I got nothing. I have black screen. Like, seriously, I got nothing.